The Grand Renaissance Dam is one of my top priorities, Donald Trump said. U.S. President Donald Trump has announced that the United States is committed to re-engaging Egypt and Ethiopia in negotiations to find a lasting solution to the Nile water dispute. Trump said this in a letter to Egyptian President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi, shared on his social media account, Trust Social. U.S. President Donald Trump has announced that the United States is committed to re-engaging Egypt and Ethiopia in negotiations to find a lasting and equitable solution to the Nile River dispute. In a letter to Egyptian President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi, Trump said that he understands the importance of the Nile River to Egypt and its people. Trump said that no one can control the precious water of the Nile River to the detriment of their neighbors. He also stated in a strong letter that he will work to reconcile Egypt, Sudan, and Ethiopia in a lasting way. What will Trump's letter bring to Ethiopia? In a letter to Egyptian President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi, U.S. President Donald Trump said he believes a fair and transparent agreement can be reached with the right technical expertise and strong U.S. oversight. Trump said the agreement could provide a lasting solution, including allowing Ethiopia to release water from its reservoirs to downstream basins during droughts and allowing Ethiopia to sell electricity from the dam to Sudan and Egypt under fair conditions. Trump said resolving the tension over the Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam was a top priority for him, and that the goal of his efforts was to achieve lasting peace in the Middle East and Africa. What are the implications of Trump's new moves on the Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam? Otto Fikamed-Negash, a transboundary water management expert and a member of the Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam negotiating team, said that it follows the appeal of Egyptian President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi, who recently traveled to the United States, saying that Trump is regretful about his failed 2019 efforts. Will Trump's negotiation proposal bring Ethiopia more or less? Trump's new negotiating proposal will not bring anything to Ethiopia, said expert Otto Fika-Ahmed, but he explained that there will be a lot to come. The Egyptians' interest is to sign a binding agreement around the dam, he said, adding that this was drafted by the U.S. and is being discussed on the table. It is poisoned, he said, adding that this agreement will indirectly allow Egypt to accept its share of the water it claims to have in the Nile. He said this agreement will force Ethiopia to no longer use the upper reaches of the Nile above the dam. What distinguishes the new Trump draft agreement from the colonial-era agreement? Asked how the agreement drafted by Trump's team, which has so far been rejected by Ethiopia, is similar to and different from the agreement that Ethiopia has repeatedly denied as a colonial-era agreement, water expert Fika-Ahmed replied. This one is hidden and that one is not clear. He explained the implication by saying, the agreement determines the amount of water Ethiopia will hold in the dam and, in case of drought, it will also force Egypt to release water from its dam. This is like saying that the water that is held belongs to Egypt and that it should not be touched. Above all, signing quantitative agreements is also a recognition of the exaggerated water rights they claim to have, the expert said. But Ethiopia has never done this, he said. Ethiopia's response to Trump's new move? The transboundary water management expert, who is wondering what Ethiopia's response will be to the new negotiation request sent by President Trump, says deep wisdom is needed on this. If so, the solution is not to run away from the negotiations and give in to diplomatic pressure, but to respond cautiously and negotiate on your own terms, he said.